Okay, we're going to be doing an auto tour of Shiloh Battlefield. It's so big and long that we're going to do it in two parts. So this part one, we're starting at 1, and we're going down to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then we're going to go up to 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. That's what we're doing today. And then tomorrow we're going to do from 14 to 22. Or 15 to 22. So here's part 1. Okay, we're at Shiloh National Military Park at the battlefield. And this is the visitor center. I've been waiting 30 years to come here, and guess what? It's closed. They're remodeling it. And it's going to reopen next month. They've been remodeling it for a year. So I missed it by a couple weeks, but that's all right. We'll see the movie they have here. They have a 1-hour movie. We're going to go to that at noon. It's 11. Here's some of the signage. The blue is the Army of Tennessee. That's Grant. The red is the Army of Mississippi. That's Sidney Johnson. He actually got killed here. The yellow is the Army of Ohio, and that's General Buell. And they got the markers here. First day and second day markers are either square, square tablets. What ornament corners is day 1, and then the circles, ovals, is day 2, April 7th. This became a park in 1897. So we're going to start the auto tour. It's got a lot of stops. And then we're going to stop the auto tour and come back to see the movie. Back over that way is the bookstore. They have a actually nice building there for a bookstore. We see some people, they got their bikes out. It's a nice day. There's some bathrooms right there in front of the car. And they have a lot of monuments here too. I didn't know that. So it's going to be interesting to go through this. I'll try and give you some highlights. Okay. We'll see you in a while. Okay, this is Auto Tour Stop 1. This is the Iowa Monument. Pretty big. Very big. And then over here is some monuments from Indiana. 17th Infantry. And then if we turn this way, you'll see some cannons. One of the batteries, probably from Iowa. And then there's a storyboard. End of a long, hard day. This must have been the first day of fighting. So, this is stop 1. We're right past the visitor center. We're going to be going to stop 2 now. Okay. Okay, this is stop 2 on the auto tour, so we gotta highlight this one. This is the Confederate Monument. It was erected in 1917 by the Daughters of Confederacy. And this marks a spot where the Confederates captured 2,200 Union soldiers the first day of the battle. 2,250 Union soldiers were captured right here. And the central sculpture in the middle, they say, is the defeated victory of the Confederacy. See? And then on the right hand side here is infantrymen. Very nice. We're the only ones here. This is the battlefield. Good time to come. It's not very busy. So this is Site 2. This is the main Confederate monument. Here's a storyboard right here. And it shows right where we are, which is here. They surrendered in the thicket. Yeah. And they pushed these guys back. McClellan, and Hurlbut got pushed back. Grant's over here. See? They almost lost. This is about 4 o'clock to 5:30 p.m. Very important part of the battle, the first day. Okay, we're gonna go to the next place. Okay, we're here at Duncan's Farm, or you could call it Duncan's Field. The Iowa Monument is here. It talks about the first day in the morning when the Confederates pushed back the Union Army. They fought here for 7 hours on this ridge of this field, holding it. So very important. Again, another important part of the battle. And on the second day, they came back here. Actually, this time, the Union pushed back the Confederates at the same place. So on the first day, the Union got pushed back. Almost lost the battle. And on the second day, they pushed the Confederates back. So this is a field that had 2 battles on it in 2 days. A lot of dead men, too. Look at that. Well preserved. Beautiful. Okay, we'll show you some more. Duncan's Field. Okay, we just moved on to stop number, whatever this is. The next stop, Ruggles Battery. This is where the Confederates lined up over 50 guns, cannons. And they basically fought here for 6 hours, blasting the Union Army across the farm there, and kept them at bay and kept them stuck there and pinned. And then the rest of the Confederate army started going around them and surrounding them while they were blasting them with these cannons. Now, there's not 50 cannons here, but this is what it looked like for them. This is it. This is Ketchum's Alabama battery here. So you had them all lined up, shooting that away toward the farm we were just at, and pinned them down while the rest of the Confederates went around each end and surrounded them. This was really wild here that day in 1862. Must have been wild. All right, we'll show you some more. Okay, we're at stop 5, and this is the famous Shiloh Church. Right here is what it looked like. Built in 1851. The biblical term Shiloh means place of peace. I'm not sure if this is the original church. I think it is. Check this out. This is the original Shiloh Church. This says it has 2 doors. One to the south and one to the west. Look at that. Well, let's see. This is definitely old. Man, I don't know if you can see inside here, but there's a pulpit right there. Fireplace. And the pews. Look at the wood rafters. I think some of this is original. I think the bottom part here is original. And I think the roof is somewhat new looking to me. But then they built another church here. It's Shiloh. They have a cemetery across the way. So, you know, we have to understand they fought where people lived. This was a farming community. They had farms and churches. And people lived here. So this is part of the battlefield now. Shiloh Church. Okay, we'll continue. Okay, according to this historical marker, the church was destroyed soon after the battle. And after the war, they rebuilt the church in 1875. So that is not original. They just rebuilt it because they destroyed it. So now we know. Oh, and they got the Illinois Battery B here. Cannons. Right there. And they have some storyboards. One here. And one back over here where Vicky is. The Violent Sabbath. Oh yeah, it was on a Sunday. It started. April 6th was a Sunday, 1862. And this is where we're at, right here. Where the Union line was lined up. Alright, we'll continue. Okay, this is tour stop 6. The 6th Mississippi Monument. Where they lost 3/4 of their men. Out of 425 men, 300 died. In less than an hour, according to the storyboard, during the battle, the first day of it, at 8 o'clock in the morning. So let me walk up here because the sun is not right. I'll get a little better view of it in the sun. But this is the 6th Mississippi Monument. Beautiful. Look at that. That's a beautiful monument. That's it from behind. You get a better view of it when the sun's properly placed. And right now at 12:30 in the afternoon in September, this is the way the sun is. Very cool. So this is a very important monument. If you read about the battle and what happened to these people, 3/4 of these men died in an hour. The 6th Mississippi. Right here. There's a burial ground. They have a sign for it right there, which is 1/10 of a mile that way, where there's a mass burial of Confederates. So just behind that cannon is where they have a mass burial of Confederates. So sad. Here's the woods. Okay, we're gonna move to number 7. Okay, this is stop 7. It's actually where the battle began. Sunday morning, April 6th, about 80 yards from here, where we stopped and parked. Right there is where Hardcastle had his Confederates and Major Powell's group picketing through here, bumped into them and started a battle. The Union was not supposed to start a battle. So this is stop 7. They do have a storyboard here. Let's see what that shows real quick. Peabody's hunch when he put a patrol out. You see, he was not aware there's 44,000 Confederates right in front of him, his nose. So, right here, next to Seeley's cotton field, is where it started. 5 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Okay, we'll show you some more. It's kind of unusual they don't have a monument right here at the roadside, but I guess there's one out there. We're not going to walk out that way though. Alright, show you some more. Okay, this is tour stop number 8. This is actually where the Confederates started their attack towards the Union. This was their line here. Somewhere within here, there's no monument. There's a storyboard, and it says Confederate attack. So this is when they started the attack. Remember, last stop, they had a skirmish, and then they lined up here. See, we are right here. And the Federals were that away. So Ree's Field, if you know about the battle, is over here to my left. Ree's Field. And they're going to march down this hill toward the Union. And we're going that way too. Alright, we'll see you in a little while. Okay, this is stop number 9 on the auto tour. It's where Prentice was chased out of his camp and the Confederates ran into the camp and took all their stuff, and they were saying they had victory. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, the 6th. So here we are. The Confederates overran this, and we were taking souvenirs. Here's Peabody's monument. They have these marked for where the general's headquarters were. Pretty neat. In Gettysburg, they just have a cannon, but this one has their name on it with the cannon and some cannonballs here. So Shiloh has different markings for it. So this was where they overran and thought they were winning. See, we just came from up there. That was stop number 8. See, they came down this ridge, chased them down. So they were coming downhill. Okay, we're gonna go to stop 10 next. Okay, this is stop number 10. It's called a Hornet's Nest. This is a Confederate monument here. There's more monuments down that way if you walk that way. I don't know if you can see them, but I can. There's a cannon right there. This way had some fighting in some thick woods right here. And a storyboard talks about the fighting in the thicket. And over here you'll see a monument to men in Iowa. So, Hornet's Nest, they call it. Remember, if you read about the battle, you know what I'm talking about. Here's where we are, right there. And this happened at about noon on the first day of the battle, which is April 6th. There's another monument right down here. This is kind of a ridge. It's going downhill. Going that way. And here's a monument to, oh, looks like Minnesota monument. And here's an old sign for the Hornet's Nest. The center of the Union line. Huh. How you like that? This is a sunken road. Part of the battlefield. If you read about it, they talk about the sunken road here. And there's monuments all along the sunken road. And this is a monument to the state of Minnesota right here. Very nice. Okay, so those blue signs, those blue metal signs must be old signs of markers here. Huh, interesting. Okay, that's stop 10. We're going to keep moving. Okay, this is the auto tour stop 11. And basically, they're marking a mass grave here. The storyboard talks about how many people died and how people, the dead. So, they said, according to what I read here, that there's over 1,700 Confederate buried here. Burial place, Confederate soldiers, Shiloh, 1862. And then here's another monument they built in 1935. So they buried the men in a mass grave here, Confederate soldiers. So this is stop 11. You believe that? 1,700 men. Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, what it looked like the day or two after the battle. Would not have been nice. People don't realize. Let me see what this shows. It says here, the historic mass grave in front of you is one of the 5 that Shiloh battle veterans were able to identify and preserve when the national park was established in 1894. So they knew there were veterans that were still alive that pointed out this mass grave. Okay, we're going to go to stop 12 next. Okay, we're here at Jones's Field. This is stop 12 on an auto tour. This is about noontime. They said that Grant's army was in disarray. They're all disorganized in this area, running back. They left all their encampments. The Confederates overran, and they're backing up over to here. So you can see some blue signs there. I think that's where some of them were doing defenses here. And so Grant basically started reorganizing here. So the storyboard from day one says it was at 11 a.m. disorganized, and then 6 a.m. the next morning, you could see what he says. He's not retreating. No, I propose to attack at daylight and whip them. And that's what Grant did, instead of running back. So if you look at the map here, the Confederates had the edge. Sherman's here, McClernand, Grant's back there. And then on Sunday, mid-morning and dawn, they went after the Confederates from this area. Jones's Field. Okay, that's stop 12. Okay, this is stop number 13 on the auto tour. It's called Wolf's Field, and the storyboard talks about the counterattack that occurred on April 6th between 12 noon and 4 p.m. where the Union pushed back. So that's interesting. They held their ground, barely. And this is Wolf's Field. You have along here monuments down in the woods. Here's a sign that has the 11th Iowa Infantry marker. So they have these markers. And then over here, on the other side of the road, that monument is an Ohio monument to one of the regiments. And these field guns, looks like this side's red because it's Confederate. Cobb's Kentucky Battery was here at one time. On April 6th at 11:30 a.m. And then as I turn, you got more Union markers there. Looks like there's a way you can walk down there. And this is Dresser's Battery, Army of Tennessee. So they're fighting each other pretty bad here. All right, that's 13, and now we're going to go to number 14. Okay, this is stop number 14. It's called Water Oaks Pond, and the storyboard says Beauregard's Last Stand. This is where the Confederates got pushed back on the second day between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. 6 hours of fighting here. We are here, is what it says. All right. So you get an idea on the battlefield. And then back over here, there's several monuments. I'm not going to go walk and see all of them, but there's several there. And then right here, this dark one, is Tennessee monument. I'll walk up to that one. So that's the Tennessee monument on this battlefield. And remember, this battlefield is in Tennessee. So that's it. What a beautiful day we had. Temperature like low 80s, no humidity. Beautiful blue skies. Can't beat it. So that's this stop. We got more to go. Now, you might see, I'm not sure, we're going to come back tomorrow and finish it because it's 22 stops. And we've been here already 4 hours. So we're going to come back tomorrow. So if the light's different, if it's cloudy, it's going to look different on the video. This is it.